What's up, beautiful people? Kirby Hasseman here, trying to deliver you just a little bit more marketing joy. Now, as you know, we do the Delivering Marketing Joys once a week, where I interview entrepreneurs and marketers and leaders from all over the world to provide you some value. And I've been doing these about once a week, DMJ one-on-ones, where I take on a specific topic each week to try and provide you just a little bit more value. This week, we're going to talk about how you measure merch. How do you measure its effectiveness? How do you measure any marketing campaign? We're going to talk a little bit about that today. And if these have been providing you value, please feel free to subscribe wherever you're listening, or rate the podcast so that we can spread the word and provide value to just a few more people. So thank you in advance for that. So again, I want to talk today about how to measure merch. Branded merch, I think sometimes it's really misunderstood. You know, I think some people, it's just like any other kind of marketing, where some people are really good at it and they get a lot of value from it. And maybe they don't even know why, but they've done it over and over again, and they're able to get it going and keep it going. And then other people are like, this just doesn't work. This isn't something for me. And so I think part of that is just that the way that they measure it is misunderstood, because PPAI, which is our international organization, they do a great job of studying this. And what we know based on years and years of study is that promotional products, when done right, branded merch, when done right, are incredibly effective. It can increase the open rate on your mail, on your direct mail, by up to 75%. And that kind of makes sense, right? It makes sense because of human behavior. If you get something in the mail that's a basic letter, you may or may not open it, depending on who it's from. It may go straight into the circular file. However, if it's what I call bumpy mail, it just boosts your curiosity. You want to know what's inside the envelope or the box or whatever. And so open rates right away can increase by 75%, which is a big number when, if you're spending the time and money to do direct mail, you want to get some impact from it. I love this study that they did several years ago essentially shows that branded merch really helps with reorders and that sort of thing. So they did a study with a dry cleaner with new residents. And when people moved into the area, they either gave them nothing, they gave them a coupon, or a piece of branded merch or promotional product. In the value, both the coupon and the branded merch were for about $2, so the equal value. And what they found was, obviously giving nothing did nothing. The folks who got a piece of branded merch versus a coupon were 18% more likely to order, and they were ordered 18% more. So they ordered 18% faster, and they ordered 18% more. So that's when you're talking about doing a campaign that's equal in cost, that's a pretty big bump. And so that's certainly a great study that kind of shows the effectiveness of it. And then there's study after study that talks about brand affinity. So those people who receive a piece of branded merch, especially if it's a quality piece of branded merch, the customer feels brand affinity toward the brand. So there have been studies that say it's effective, but I don't want this to be just a commercial for doing branded merch. I think the problem are twofold when it comes to measuring the effectiveness of promotional products or branded merch. Is most businesses don't actually measure. They actually don't have where we're going to do nothing or we're going to do this, and what is the difference in the effectiveness. So most people don't measure it. And then the other thing I'd say is they don't know what to measure. So I would say there are many things that branded merch does really, really well. But if you're saying you're comparing reach versus a TV or an online media, those are going to win, because that's not the strength of branded merch. Where branded merch is really effective is in the targeting, right? If you are targeted with your branded merch, you're going to be much more effective. If you're just throwing a bunch of stuff up against the wall, that's not terribly effective for any marketing, but you can get away with it online or TV because you're going to see so many more eyeballs. And now, I don't think it's an effective use of your dollars, regardless of what media you use to do it. But branded merch, when done in a targeted fashion, can be incredibly powerful. So if you are comparing reach for a TV or something like that versus branded merch, and I think branded merch is going to come out on the short end of the stick, because you're not using it the way that it was intended. The other thing, and I think this is really, really important, is to have the conversation between brand marketing and direct marketing. So brand marketing is essentially when you're trying to build the brand. You're trying, it's the comp I always use is like the Super Bowl ad. a Super Bowl ad, a Coke ad on the Super Bowl is brand marketing. It is raising the awareness. Coca-Cola does not expect you to leave your Super Bowl party as soon as you see that ad, run down to the store and go get Coke. They are essentially betting large dollars on the idea that the next time you're in the grocery store, they will have created brand awareness, so you'll buy Coke then. It's brand marketing. Direct marketing is much more direct, just like I said. So it's like an email where you say, hey, you send the email, click here, buy now. It's much more of you're looking for direct response. And both are important, both are great. The challenge is when you measure brand marketing using direct marketing metrics, brand marketing will never fare well. And this is true for TV, for internet marketing, and certainly for branded merch. I think one of the things that people get in trouble is they are trying to measure a brand marketing campaign with branded merch based on direct marketing metrics. So I think it's incredibly important for if you are going to utilize branded merch as a marketing tool in your toolbox is to understand what you're trying to do. So I'll use the example of what we're doing. So this year we are doing a different sort of piece of marketing. Our plan is to do a different piece of marketing every single month. And that piece of marketing is branded merch. So the first month we did notepads and pens because we wanted to get together with our clients and say, hey, let's meet, let's talk about projects coming up. And so it had a theme. February is going to be drinkware. March, we're going to have a specific tech item. But what I would say is in each of those, we are reaching out to our clients to set up meetings, to have conversations, to get these in front of people, to show our appreciation. It's brand marketing. We want that when we meet with our clients, our logo's everywhere. We want to have brand recognition everywhere in their office or their home. That's what that one is. And so we're not saying, man, every time we do this particular writing instrument, we expect this many orders in return. It's brand marketing. On the other hand, if we're doing a trade show coming up and we want to do a really, really cool item at a trade show, an item at a trade show can either have lasting impact or it can drive people to your booth. The best do both, right? But if you create something that's kind of flashy and jazzy and kind of drives people to your booth, that's a little bit more of a direct marketing metric because you're driving people to a specific act. You're doing a gift with purchase. You're doing something that come to our store and get this t-shirt. Then you can measure it with more of a direct marketing metric. So I think it's incredibly important when you're trying to measure the effectiveness of branded merch that you understand what kind of branded merch campaign you are trying to create. Is it brand marketing or is it direct marketing? So I hope that's helped you kind of get your head around how you are going to quantify the effectiveness of using promotional products or branded merch in your marketing in 2024. If you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll do my best to answer any questions that you have. And if this is providing you any value, please feel free to subscribe and rate the podcast, and I will keep them coming. Hey, have a great day. We'll see you next time.